Hello. Today I'm gonna be watching a scene from Amadeus by the National Theater. And I've seen the movie, I saw it a few years ago, and I really liked it. But seeing clips from this play, I think I like this Mozart a little bit more. It's an homage to him. So let's just watch it and see what the scene has to give. This is between Mozart and Salieri, who was his rival slash colleague. However, history has painted it as fairly dramatic. Whether or not they were friends is up to interpretations. Let's see how the scene plays out.
Good fellow, Salieri, and that's a jolly little thing you wrote for me.
It was my pleasure.
Let me see if I can remember it. May I?
Already, there's something about Mozart's posturing. Salieri is pretty much in your basic pedestrian movement. Everything is upright, in line with each other, and then Mozart keeps his body movements kind of bouncy and a lot of angular, interesting movement. Like when he's like this, pointing his finger in this direction, he's like you instead of like just going, no. He goes up and over, and he has this very interesting face that tells you right off the bat that there's something different about him. People debate whether it's Mozart in real life or stage versions of him, what made him so unique as a genius and a very, very quirky human being. Some may believe that he was on the spectrum, that he was autistic, different from the general public, and where his genius plays into his obsession with his music and all of that stuff. So yeah, already in the physicality, we can see how he chooses more complex, dynamic movement as opposed to the other actors on stage with him.
By all means, it is yours.
Before he gets in the song too, I always look into moments where actors turn in an odd way on stage. It seems like such a little thing, but when they turn in a way that's almost upstaging themselves, especially in professional theater, I really try to analyze why that might be. And here I feel like the way Salieri turned gave the floor to Mozart, and it caused the audience to automatically move their view over to the piano. Even though Mozart, in his energy, can draw focus with no issue, it is a graceful guide to flow into the next moment and put that focus off to stage left. I love the way that Mozart's looking around, because you can see him seeing the music in his brain. Like, if you've ever had any amount of photographic memory, you could feel this kind of moment in your own bones where it's like, oh, what did that poster say? What did that line in that book say? And you kind of look off, but you're not looking over there, you're reading across your eyes in your brain. I like the way you can see that across Mozart's face as he's remembering the music and kind of analyzing it at the same time. He's not just trying to remember it, he's picking it apart.
It's just the same, isn't it?
You have a remarkable memory.
Grazie ancora, signor. That fourth doesn't really work, does it? Let's try the third above.
And a lot of people look at this scene and they're like, that is a way to destroy someone. That way to, like, that's so elegantly, such an elegant burn. But I feel the energy that he's giving off in this moment he's just lost in his own obsession with the music and wanting to make it perfect, just like the real Mozart would, down to every tiny little detail. And the extravagant music that Mozart did create came from this place of obsessing and really leaning into the music and seeing what could be better. It's almost as if his own quirky way of collaborating with Salieri and being like, maybe that could be more. And then he elaborates on the foundation that Salieri has created. And for Salieri, yes, it may seem very much like he is digging into him and playing around with him. And maybe to some point he is, because he seems kind of like a trickster type. But the way he goes about this and the way you can see his thought process moving, you can tell there's more to it than that. Now, for the rest of the scene, you can probably guess that it's going to be him building this melody, this composition. When directing this, I would say be sure not to count Salieri out. This is a dynamic, important moment in his life as well. This is serious character development for him. For Mozart, this is his everyday habit. This is what he does, and he's not thinking about the people around him. Not that he's being selfish, it's that he's so absorbed in his music, he doesn't consider anything around him. So there's nothing he's playing into in this moment. It's kind of trivial for him. For Salieri, it means something to where his character is going to go next, so there should be discussion with the character of what is this doing to you. As this composition builds, there's something building in Salieri, and you can tell it from the movement and emotional sound coming from Salieri. He's not interrupting the moment that's happening, but he is participating in it, and there's a difference. Make sure that in a moment like this, we're not taking away from the main focus, we're building on it, and everyone on stage is participating. As I say all the time, that we want everyone on stage actively involved. They're on stage because they need to be, because it furthers their character as well as the rest of the story going on. There shouldn't be someone on stage that has no reason to be there. Look at that triangle. And it's triangle with 4 people, because you have the 2 clumped together. I didn't even think about that. I've probably done it here and there, but never even think about it. You can make a triangle of 4 people. There it is. And I do like that there are 2 people in the background. I haven't seen the full show. I'm not sure why they're there. I'm sure they were involved actively in the scene at some point, but I kind of like the levels of interaction and presence everyone has because of their positioning on the stage. You can see how much it affects Salieri. He's kind of he's in center stage-ish, and Mozart is off in his own world, further upstage, and then way backstage we have these other 2 people that are Mozart's audience. They don't have any personal weight in the situation. They are there to enjoy what's happening and just take in this person, but it's not as weighty as what's happening with Salieri. This is a really, really nice triangle, and it says a lot without saying anything. I love the way the actor performed that. You obviously need a very gifted pianist to do this scene, or find some way to fake it, but I'd say if you're doing Amadeus, find a gifted piano player and a gifted actor and throw them in that role. The way he's playing into that, him getting up on the chair, it's like he's bursting out of his skin with excitement. It's not to show off. It's just he's existing in it and he's feeling the music all the way through his body and getting into it, just the way anyone would at a rock concert of your favorite band. Why do you dance around? You're not trying to draw attention to yourself. You're feeling it in your body, and that's a stark difference to make in a character like this, to keep a sense of connection to him, a groundedness, and make us feel something for him and not work against him. It's this powerful full body experience for him, and the little bit of sound that he was just kind of letting emerge from him, it felt very natural, like he was very genuinely enjoying what was going on as well as focusing in. That's where our breath comes in. That is where life is. That is where our emotions are. And he was completely in it. And it built and built and built like this outburst and then complete release. And he can move on. And that was the end of that moment. I can only imagine what happens next. Oh, it makes me want to get a subscription to National Theatre at Home. Haha, if only I had the money. But what a great moment in theater. I hope to see this live someday. It's where I'd much rather see theater. So I hope you enjoyed watching a little Mozart work. I encourage you to watch the movie as well as the stage show and kind of compare the two, see what you think, and see maybe why they chose to do it one way on screen and one way on stage. That's also a great topic of discussion. Here the video ends and the work begins. Let's support each other.